What's up, doll collectors, hobbyists, fabsome besties? I'm Toya, an adult doll collector. Welcome to my miniverse. Let's check the old comments here. Toya, can you do something Taylor Swift related? Yeah, let's give it a try. I found an easy look from her Eras tour, and I think we already have patterns on our blog that we can use. I'm using my doll t-shirt pattern and this basic pants pattern. It does have a waistband. When printing the patterns, we have to make sure that the scale measures to 1 inch so that it'll fit our dolls. Because sometimes the computers do crazy things and try to resize our patterns. Let's go ahead and cut out the pants pattern and the waistband. Of course, you can use the pattern that has pockets. However, I don't think pockets are necessary here. So let's take our basic pants pattern and we're gonna fold it in half because we want to make shorts. So I'm going to decide the length of my shorts and I'm gonna fold the pattern, make a crease, and trim off the excess. And remember to leave enough for a seam allowance. We are going to use a black cotton fabric. I fold the fabric over, place the pattern on top, secure with a few pins, and cut it out. Then let's cut out the waistband, and we should end up with 3 pieces of fabric. Take the 2 pieces for the shorts and lay them good side to good side. Sew a straight stitch along the front edge using a needle and thread or a sewing machine, connecting the 2 parts. I'm gonna stop and go over all my edges with a zigzag stitch. Then I ironed it to keep everything nice and neat. Let's fold over and hem the bottom edge. I folded mine about 1/4 of an inch and I sew it down using a straight stitch. Let's bring in some light. Black fabric can be a little difficult to see. But now we're going to add the waistband. So I'm gonna flip it over so the good side is facing up. Take the waistband and lay it on top, lining up the raw edges. We can use pins to keep it secure. Then sew a straight stitch along the edge. Then let's fold it up and over. And we're gonna sew a straight line, making sure to catch the fabric on the other side, making a nice and neat little waistband. Now let's fold it in half so the good side is on the inside. Line up the edges and sew about 1/2 of an inch, just at the bottom, connecting the 2 sides. Grab the bottom of the shorts and we're gonna pull them in the opposite direction. Match up the raw edges and sew a line to make the shorts. And I like to try them on the doll to make sure they fit. Flip them right side out, add Velcro to make high-waisted black shorts. Now let's make the shirt. I cut out the pattern with the seam allowance. For fabric, I'm using an old white t-shirt. I cut a small piece, place the pattern on top, trace around it, trace the sleeve twice, then cut it out. I'm gonna trim the sleeves down just a little, and let's cut the bottom edge off of the t-shirt to use as a collar. With the good side facing up, I take the collar and I line up the raw edges with the raw edge of the neckline. And I'm gonna hand stitch it in place. We could use the sewing machine. I just know I'm not as good with this fabric, so I'm hand stitching it. After attaching the collar, we're gonna flip it over the edge and iron it flat. And I'm gonna sew it down using a back stitch right next to the line. Hopefully that will keep it flat. Take the sleeves and we're gonna match it up to the curve, then flip it over. I use a pin to hold it in place, then match up the raw edges, then stitch them together. Repeat for the other sleeve, then fold over and hem the bottom of the sleeves, then take the back and fold it over the front, line up the edges and sew from the sleeve all the way to the bottom. Open it up and hem the bottom. I did use my sewing machine for that. And I'm going to use my machine to add Velcro in the back to make a t-shirt. The pattern is totally not perfect, and in hindsight, I wouldn't mind if it was just a little bit longer for this look, but I think we can make it work. I place paperboard inside the shirt. I tried to lightly plan out a design. And now I'm using fabric paint to go over it. Probably could have did this a lot easier with an iron transfer. It definitely would have been more consistent. I gave it about an hour or so to dry a little. Then let's take fabric Mod Podge and a little glitter, mix the two together, then paint over the letters. Okay, now we just need to let this dry. And let's apply a thin layer onto the shorts. I mix the Mod Podge or the fabric Mod Podge with black glitter, and we're gonna just paint over the shorts to give them a little sparkle. I hope I didn't just ruin those shorts. I let everything dry overnight and the sparkle got lost in the glue. They're just shiny. I had a feeling that might happen. However, I didn't want to just pour glitter on top of the glue to get that glitter look because it would just be a mess. But they still have a little bit of a shine, so I think they might work. And they're pretty flexible. I added more glitter. And I've reached my glitter quota for the year. I was actually pretty good at not losing a lot of glitter. You just have to be really, really neat so it doesn't go everywhere. And if you don't want to use glitter, you can always go with a sparkly fabric. Now we just gotta wait for that to dry. We need a quick backdrop, so I'm using black foam board to make a back wall with a 1-inch recess in the center. Then I take the leftover foam board, which is 7 inches by 30 inches, and I measure it to the side, cut out 1 1/4 inch strips on both sides so it can fit in the middle. Then I flip it over, and I scored 2 lines so the sides can bend. And I made a little T shape at the top to make sure we can clear the side walls. Now let's take it and glue it in the center. And on the sides, I'm gonna add some shiny black contact paper to the bottom so we have a little shine. Then let's glue some sticker gems to the back wall in hope that it will reflect a little light in photos and add a little sparkle. I bought the Disney Collector Disney 100 Cinderella doll on Amazon. She was $35, and we do have a full review on our channel in a previous video. And I thought she could make a fun Taylor Swift inspired doll. She has blue eyes, bangs, blonde hair, but she could use a little more articulation. I think she might be a match for the purple top made to move Barbie body. Yeah, they look pretty close. Excuse me while I prepare the hot water. I place the dolls in a plastic bag, then into a cup of hot water until the head softens and it can be easily removed. I place it on the made-to-move body, and it looks like a good match. Now let's take her hair down. It is styled in a curled bun, so let's hope she is fully rooted on top. It looks like a pretty decent length, and she does have a rooted center part. Awesome! Let's do a little hot water rinse. I have to use a little shampoo to get the product out. Then I finished with a hot water rinse to loosen the curls, and her hair is layered. I didn't cut her hair or anything, and she kind of reminds me of Britney Spears. I am also seeing the Stevie Nicks Barbie just in Disney. Paint her eyes brown and it could work. But we're making a Taylor Swift inspired doll, so let's get back to it. We need a hat. Barbie's hat is too small. Let's try this Creatable World hat. It's a little large, but I think it can work. Let's take a little red acrylic paint. I added a touch of water to thin it a little. Then I use it to give her some red lipstick. And I just followed the lines of the factory lip color. Let's get our shirt and shorts. I found some Barbie stockings that might work. We have our Creatable World hat and some black shoes. I borrowed these from Barbie. Let's add a mic to make our own Disney Princess Taylor Swift inspired doll. Confession, I love giving Disney princesses makeovers. And I think this one turned out super cute. The collector's doll's eyes are not pixelated, and she already had bangs, so this was a pretty easy custom to do. The glitter is not my favorite, and the stockings are a little baggy, but I think it totally helps to give us that look. Thank you for joining us while we gave the Disney Princess Cinderella a Taylor Swift Inspired Makeover. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at MyFroggyStuff, the Frog Vlog, and Bella of MyFroggyStuff. And we will see you next time.